more, and for the state, federal prosecutors, this is a much more refined modus operandi, method of operation, MO, that we are learning from all of these alleged victims. And again, yes, it's tittillating, it's interesting to some people, I guess, about celebs.
Y'all, we've
seen all the pictures over and over. Hillary, let's see here, Trump, Obama, Ashton Kutcher. I mean, it just goes on and on and on about celebs. Oprah, for Pete's sake. At a party, at some event with Combs, does that make them guilty? No. And I think a lot is out there about celebs.
Nancy Grace
because
got some updates
the media believes the general population wants to hear about celebrities. You know what?
I can't do this right now. Y'all, come on in. Y'all, come on in. I think I want to start off with some music because... yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Puffy, we got some updates as well as some more research that we're doing. Y'all, tap the screen. Come on in. Grab a friend. Tap the screen. Y'all, thank y'all for being here. I'm going to give everyone time to come on in. This Puffy said, can't nobody hold him down, y'all. Okay? So we don't know. He said he's innocent. What do y'all think? Come on in, y'all. Puffy, we're going to get started shortly. I'm going to let everybody come on in, tap the screen. Thank y'all. We got some updates as well as learning about some more people.
Cause we're close to the edge. We're trying not to lose our heads. Sometimes they make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? I get the feeling sometimes they make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about no money, puff, I just don't care. I'm that good fella, fly guy, sometime wise guy. Spend time at HAWAII. Mate, can you please stop smoking la la? Puff, why try? I'm a thug, I'm a die. I be out in Jersey, puffin' Hershey. Brothers ain't worthy to rock my derby. So I'm never drug free when I'm in the club, G. Though I know the thug be wanting to slug me. Could it be I move with smooth as Bugsy? Or be at the bar with too much bubbly? Yo, I think it must be the girls wanna lust me, or is it simply the girl just love me? Brothers wanna rock the rolls, rock my clothes, rock my ice, pull out glass, stop.
Puffy, can't nobody hold him down. Woo! Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am here Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all hear his paper? Because of Puffy. Puffy got us here today. And look at him at the top. Who are these guys next to him? Yeah, it's not about conspiracy theories. We're not on that. Come on in, tap that screen, tap the screen. It's all about education. We are here to learn, okay? How did these business relationships begin? What happened? Where are they at now? Some people are not with us. Rest in peace, rest in power. But others are. Some are not talking. You know, Little Kim and Mary J. Blige have that dance with Puffy, the signature dance. They're quiet. So we're going to start out with some updates. But first, I just want everyone to be aware that there are protests at the ports. So get all your tissue, get your paper towels like it was COVID, okay? It's a lot going on at the ports. Go to the news sites and see what's going on. If it's affecting you, you know what that means. Just go shopping. Get all those things that you got during COVID. All right, y'all. So like I said, Nancy Grace has some updates. And we're going to hear how people are speaking. Yesterday we heard how Denzel Washington was one of the celebrities that said, I attended a Diddy party, but I left when things looked weird. Another celebrity said they left before 12. Other celebrities have came out and said that they did not go to a second house. Tap the screen, y'all. Come on in. I have... Oh, wait. Hold up. Comments. Somebody said, very sad. What's very sad, sweetie? Soft said that. Rod W. Blue said, you follow Kamala. Red Blue said, Diddy just endorsed Kamala. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Diddy and Trump were friends as well. What happened to their friendship? And I don't know, who went to those parties, those white parties? Were there any politicians there? Anybody in Congress at the white parties? What is Puff's relationship with these people? Because they said Diddy was going to start some type of black party, right? Okay, interesting. Y'all, come on in, tap the screen. Like I said, we're going to start out with the recent news, and then we're going to get into how did Diddy meet Andre Harrell and Clive Davis. These are not conspiracy theories. I'm just curious. Diddy was accused of some very bad crimes and very bad acts. Some people asked if he did this by himself. How could one person harm over 100 people? Some people said he was groomed. All of these are allegedly. Some people said that Diddy was forced to do these things. All of this is allegedly. Okay, y'all, come on in. We're about to hear the updates with Nancy before we get started.
I want to hear about Lynn Shaw. I want to hear about the truth. Weigh in.
Well, the truth is puppy parties, dirty Diddy. We heard these rumors for years. We had people come forth. We are in the middle in New York City. And I would say you must go to the authorities. You must tell law enforcement. We are going back to the 90s, Nancy, and nobody would do it. Everybody was afraid. I want to focus not on the...
I'm afraid too. But we are going back to the 90s. And that's what I'm talking about, y'all. When I read Puff's indictment a couple weeks ago, according to the indictment, some of Puff's sexual charges went back over 20 years. So I wanted to look at the history and see where Puffy was at and who was he working with around that time. So yeah, that's what this is about, y'all. History.
Influencers, I want to focus on the minors and all of these victims. Minors. That is exploitation. Show business.
As young, allegedly, Lynn Shaw. By the way, Lynn Shaw, Executive Director, Lynn's Warriors, committed to ending sexploitation and human trafficking. Alex West joining me, investigative reporter with The Mirror.
Grace
Alex, I guess you, of everyone on the panel, has seen the video ad nauseum of Ashton Kutcher on some type of a swing, going over and over a pool at one of Combs' white parties where everybody has to...
Ashton Kutcher. So if y'all been here, I've been writing these names down and trying to come up with a chronological order of, these things that's going on with Diddy. But hey, Diddy, if you're listening, Diddy and your crew, if you're listening, I'm innocent. But I do need to write down this guy. So I have over 200 names. Woo! Okay, but it's not because of anything, okay? It's because I followed music. So I went back to Motown because Clive Davis, y'all. If y'all remember Clive Davis, he worked really, really... he was like Whitney Houston. Some people said kind of like a stepdad. I don't know. But yeah, he's the one who started off of Whitney Houston. He had the party for Whitney Houston, and she passed away in that hotel. And according to Clyde, and allegedly, he said, let the party go on because it's legendary. And some people were like, we just lost a legend, Whitney. Clyde said, Whitney would have wanted us to go on with the party, allegedly. So Clive is still living. He did work with Alicia Keys as well as Jennifer Hudson. Andre Harrell, he passed away. He's no longer here, but he's relevant because some people said they were harmed by him. We also learned about Hugh Hefner, who's he's no longer here, but he was the Playboy. Hugh Hefner had the mansion with the Playboy bunnies, and allegedly he attended Diddy parties. And according to the sources, he did more bad things to people than Diddy. So I think a lot is about to come out, you guys. Let's continue to listen to Nancy Grace.
Dressed in white or you can't get in. Have you seen that video of Kushner?
Yes.
I don't care about that. I don't care about him unless he is a defendant or a victim or he's in a new movie. All I care about. But as of right now, this endless parade of celebrity montages at Combs' parties, that means nothing. I want to get to the heart of what's going on with this federal case because the feds have been very clear. They're still investigating, Alex.
We can't fully pull apart the celebrity, right? So, for example, Justin Bieber, right? He was with Diddy. He was in Diddy's custody. We can't pretend that that's not true. We don't know what happened to Justin. We don't know if he was a victim. He hasn't said anything yet. But we can't forget that there are some celebrities who were under Diddy's care as minors who he did mentor. So I think we can't fully stop talking about the celebrity aspect of this either.
I agree, Alex West, but seeing Ashton Kutcher swing back and forth on a homemade swing over Diddy's pool means nothing to me. Actually, what does mean something to me is this. Listen.
So I would say...
so y'all, we are listening to Nancy Grace, and she is giving the update info on these celebrities that attended Diddy party because... recently, over 100 people came out as young as a 9-year-old kid. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. This is for adults only. And thank y'all for being here. Yes, we are going to talk about Puff, Andre Harrell, Clive Davis, because Puff was... he connected with Clive Davis when he did Bad Boy Records. Clive... he's the owner of Artista Records, like I said, under Whitney Houston, many other people. And then Andre Harrell's where Puff started out and he got fired. He was the president and founder of Uptown Records. So, working with these three people, these are how the other artists were created. Faith Evans, Boyz II Men, Father MC, Lil' Kim, 112, Toto, Carl Thomas, Mariah Carey, TLC, Usher, Jodeci, and Mary J. Blige. Some of these people are not here. Yesterday, I was going to continue with what we were talking about because I never got to that, but I wanted to combine these three people real quick. Yesterday post, we had Heavy D on there because Heavy D also was caught up in some stuff with Puffy and a lot of alleged stuff with Puffy. So let's continue with Nancy Grace.
It's finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us.
Over 3,000 people have contacted the FBI regarding Sean Puffy Brother Love Combs, Diddy.
With people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs.
Did I just hear that number correctly? I don't think I need a hearing aid, but I definitely heard the number. 3,285 people have come forward claiming that Sean Combs in some way molested or attacked them. 3,000 plus?
Only.
Is that real? They've got to be vetted. How many of those are real and how many of those are just jumping on a bandwagon? To Dr. Leslie Dobson joining me, renowned clinical forensic psychologist. You can find her at drlesliedobson.com. Her author, The Friend Cleanse. Dr. Leslie, thank you for being with us. I want to address something that attorney Tony Busby just said. And very shortly, we're going to be joined by Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who is representing a new alleged victim of Combs on this same issue.
Yeah, we're listening to Nancy Grace give us updates before I get started. If you're just now joining in, please tap the screen, share the live.
We hear Busby talking about the wall of silence. coming down. As you know, Dr. Leslie, I have prosecuted a lot of rape cases, including many serial rapists. And he's right. There is a wall of silence where victims don't want to come forward. Why? Especially with a perp, an alleged perp like Diddy.
I think there is so much danger in coming forward. There's shame to these individuals. There's shame they fear amongst their family, but there are viable threats of death to them and their families. And I've been made aware of the threats by the bodyguards of many of these celebrities involved. And they have numbers put on their heads. So it is no joke. If you come forward in a civil lawsuit and you settle or you go to court, it doesn't matter. You're still at risk of losing your life over this.
3,000 plus victims. Yeah, you better set up that toll-free number. Listen.
After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that...
Okay, let me pause it for a minute and go to Puff's indictment, because what they're saying is real. So when y'all wonder, like, why is Faith not speaking out? Well, Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Usher, a lot of people are afraid. According to the indictment, members and associates of the Combs enterprise enabled Combs' control over victims by following his directions regarding financial payment to victims, advancing or suppressing the victim's career opportunities, and acquiring the controlled substances Combs used to keep the victims compliant. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise at times witnessed Combs' violence towards the victims or the victims' injuries caused by Combs without intervening. No one stepped in. So instead, members and associates of the Combs enterprise helped conceal the evidence and abuse by, among other things, assisting Combs in monitoring and preventing victims from leaving the locations, such as hotels or Combs' home. Okay? People were held hostage. So who would want to talk? People are afraid, even with this man locked up, because they know he was not working by himself. These occasions included instances in which a victim was required to remain in hiding, sometimes for several days at a time, to recover from injuries Combs inflicted without being publicly observed. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise also assisted Combs in locating and contacting victims who attempted to flee his abuse. So even if you did want to run away, Puffy had people who would go find you. Let's continue with Nancy Grace. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. This is for adults only. Thank y'all for being here. Send the host a gift. Thank y'all.
We will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. There are 60 males and 60 females. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
Youngest victim was 9.
14 years old.
We just read that.
One who was 15.
An alleged victim as young as 9 years old. A lot of people would find that very hard to believe, but wait until you hear the circumstances surrounding the claim of the 9-year-old, and now other minors are coming forward. One claiming he just quit the whole business and lives in regret that he left the industry after an alleged incident with Sean Combs. Brian Fitzgibbons joining me, Director of Operations, USPA Nationwide Security. Brian Fitzgibbons.
Okay, y'all, we're going to pause it for a minute because I wonder, because we're on this subject of Puffy and these young kids. Do anybody remember when Puffy had adopted a little girl named Ava? I actually follow her on social media, but it's kind of sad, y'all. She actually tells some of her story, but people attacked her, and she says she has went in private, but she actually has told her story. So I'm going to read a little bit about her, but let's listen to a video.
I'm a Scorpio. My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you.
Tap the screen, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Share live. Gift the host.
My child
Appreciate
also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
She was on the streets and Papa Combs decided to pick her up. Wow. Okay. And they referred to her as the white girl that Puffy had adopted. So, yeah, let's just read a little bit about the daughter he adopted. All right, so this was actually posted by New York Post. The title is Diddy never had a legally adopted daughter despite past claims before his arrest. So like I said, y'all, we're not conspiracy theories. At least I'm not. No, nothing like that. We're just here just to learn, okay? Diddy just making us curious. We're trying to just learn. All right. Sean Diddy Combs wasn't serious when he said he adopted a girl named Ava Baroni in 2020, according to TMZ. The site reported Monday that the music mogul who was recently arrested with ex-trafficking charges, was never the legal guardian of the person he alleged was his adopted daughter back in 2020. Sources told the outlet that the video from 4 years ago where Combs, at the age of 54, said he was Ava's adopted father was a skit and has been overblown by concerned fans. Okay. In 2020 Instagram live session, Combs introduced Ava to his followers and told her to say her full name, Ava Combs Baroni. Combs then said he adopted the white child as Ava, while other men appear in the background, jokingly explained that she was on the streets before Papa Combs decided that he was going to be a caring man. Those were his kids in the background, I believe. See how sources do? Y'all tap the screen, share the live. We're talking about the young girl that Diddy had lied and said he adopted, allegedly. Because Nancy Grace is reading and talking about Diddy and this new charge with a 9-year-old. So I just thought about Ava. So y'all, that's all. Just trying to see something real quick. Let's see. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and stay with his kids, Ava said, revealing that she's basically sisters with the Combs twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah. Combs, who has 7 children, said that Ava's story was a little bit borderline suspect before claiming that he adopted her like Madonna, Charlize Theron, and Sandra Bullock adopted their kids. Okay. The Coming Home rapper added that he got permission from Ava's mother to allegedly adopt her. He kissed her on the cheek at the end of the video. Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Puffy being mean. Allegedly. All right, y'all, we just reading this little article about Ava, but we're really going to Nancy Grace. I really have a topic to talk about. The topic is, how did these business relationships begin? Everybody's on here famous, right? We got Faith Evans, Boyz II Men, Father MC, Lil' Kim, 112, Total, Carl Thomas, Mariah Carey, TLC, Usher, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. We don't even have, well, there's a lot of people. We don't have Heavy D on here. We don't have Justin Bieber. So, of course, this is a short list. But I have these artists because these three guys at the top started working with these artists first, and then others branched off. So yeah, going back to Ava. All right, TMZ sources said Ava's parents were friends with Combs' late ex, Kim Porter, and she remains close with Jesse and Delia, 17. However, the insider claimed Diddy hasn't been in Ava's life recently, and her parents are keeping their distance from this famous record executive following his arrest. All right, okay. As they should. Combs was taken into custody in New York on September 16th by agents from Homeland Security, just under 6 months after the agency raided his home in Los Angeles and Miami. Something else we noticed when we were reading about different fashion designers, Tom Ford, who else, y'all? Y'all hear my notes. Versace owners, Gucci owner, all of Michelle Lamy, yeah, all those, Ralph Lauren. We learned that some of them have homes in Los Angeles and New York as well, Los Angeles and Miami. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And some of them were also at Diddy's parties. So we're going to finish listening to Nancy Gray tell us about this recent news. And yeah, we're going to get started soon. Thank y'all for being here.
We have to vet these victims, and I'll tell you why. If you have one person who's lying and trying to get money, and it didn't really happen, that casts a pall, a taint, over every other victim that's going to be named. One liar can ruin the whole case. You know, the whole one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. That's what I'm talking about. How do you vet people? And remember, when you're vetting them, they could very well be a legitimate victim of Sean Combs. So how do you vet them, keeping in mind you could be dealing with a sex attack victim?
Absolutely, Nancy. And these law firms, these professional law firms, will engage with highly specialized private investigators that understand how to conduct these interviews appropriately. Given that, you know, out of those 3,285, hey, as far as we know, a majority of them could be actual victims. And as you said, some of them could be out just for money and be falsifying this information. Now, in our experience, that's something that we quickly identify as these interviews start. The law firm will have a mountain of information to vet the validity of the statements being made.
Well, one way that you can vet victims is you can look at what we call in prosecution an outcry. Did they say anything about it to anyone at the time? Those are called outcry witnesses, okay? Listen to this.
More than 55% of the victims filed reports.
They filed reports. The victims did.
To either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We're in the process of collecting with our team assistants, medical records, reports that were made to the authorities, and I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did in fact talk to the FBI.
Wow, okay. So y'all, how do you know if a person is telling the truth if they come forward and said they're a victim of Puffy's? Well, you know, Puffy did record the freak-offs. That was in the indictment, which I'll read again if that's, you know, not a problem. As well as what we're hearing is a lot of the victims did go to the police. They told friends. They recorded their stories, whether it was in diaries, journals. So that's interesting.
A very high-profile civil litigation attorney who
this is Nancy Grace giving us the updated Diddy news. Thank y'all for being here. Tap the screen.
Sean Combs, and I'd like to point out that she also is familiar with the attempted sale of Combs, and I'd like to point out that she also is familiar with the attempted sale of Combs, and I'd like to point out that she also is familiar with the attempted sale